Someone is deeply in love with you right now, and it is because of something you did. Read this before it feels like the moment has already passed you by. This message did not find you by accident. And no, this is not just a flashy opening to grab your attention. There is a real reason your eyes slowed down when they landed on these words. A real reason something inside you said, "Keep reading." It is because a person, a genuine person, someone you know right now or once knew before, is going through a very hard time at this exact moment. They are struggling because of you, not because you ran after them, not because you begged them to stay, not because you kept asking for answers, closure, or any kind of promise, but because you stopped doing something they always assumed you would never stop doing. That one quiet change shifted the entire space between the two of you, and the impact of that shift is bigger than you may ever realize. Stay with this, because what comes next is going to show you just how powerful you truly are, and most people never get to see this side of their own story. There was a moment in your life when you made a choice to put yourself first. It was not a big dramatic event. It was not full of noise or fighting or public scenes. There was no long goodbye speech, no obvious ending that anyone could point to. It was quiet, almost invisible to everyone around you, but inside, it was one of the most important things you had ever done. One day, without much warning, you simply decided you could not keep giving away pieces of yourself just to keep someone else comfortable. Maybe you stopped being the one who always sent the first message. Maybe you stopped trying to explain your feelings to someone who never really listened. Maybe you stopped sitting by your phone, waiting for a reply that came too late or never at all. Maybe you stopped forgiving the same hurt over and over again. Or maybe you just stopped working so hard to be enough for someone who could not see your real value. From the outside, it looked like nothing. But inside your heart, it was everything. You chose peace. You chose to protect yourself. And that decision changed every single thing that followed. Because here is what they never saw coming. That person, the one who is now deeply in love with you, never expected you to stop. They had a picture of you in their mind, always there, always patient, always warm, always ready to give more even when you had nothing left. They got used to your presence the way people get used to something that has always been around. They stopped noticing it. They stopped appreciating it. They assumed you would always return no matter what they did or did not do. And when you quietly pulled your energy back, not in rage, not to punish them, just in soft, steady self-respect, they felt it somewhere deep inside. For the very first time, they noticed the space you used to fill. They did not know what to do with that emptiness, and that is the moment everything changed for them. Do not skip this part. This is where it gets really important. At first, they probably told themselves you were just busy. They probably thought you would come back to your old ways soon enough. A few days passed, then more days, then more. And you did not go back. You did not chase. You did not remind them of everything you had given. You did not reach out to check if they noticed. You simply stayed in your own life and kept moving. And slowly, without them planning for it, it hit them. Something was different. You were different. And they started to feel your absence in places they did not even know you had touched. They started to feel the quiet where your energy used to live. They started to feel the stillness where your voice used to be. And it shook them in a way nothing else had before. You need to understand how rare this moment is. Most people never get here, but you did. Keep reading. Now they think about you all the time. When the day gets quiet and there is no one left to really talk to. When something good happens and they want to share it but then realize you are not the person they can call anymore. They remember how you used to listen, how you cared about the small things, how you made room for them even when your own world felt heavy. They go back through old moments in their head, simple conversations, small laughs, long messages sent late at night. And suddenly, those memories feel much heavier than they did before. Suddenly, you are not just someone from their past. You are the one they cannot stop thinking about. They watch you now from far away, maybe through a screen, maybe through a shared circle of people, maybe only in their own private thoughts. They see you healing, they see you growing, they see you smiling more easily, and it hurts them, because they are starting to understand that you are becoming even more of yourself without them, not to prove anything, just because you are finally free to breathe again. They want to reach out to you. They think about it constantly. They type out a message and then erase it. They stare at the screen and do not send anything. They wonder if you would even want to hear from them. They worry they already waited too long. They fear you have moved on to someone new. And that fear sits heavy on them because now they truly understand what they could lose for good. You see, when you were always available, your love felt completely safe to them. Almost too safe, like something that would never disappear. But when you stepped back, they finally understood something important. Love does not stay forever when it is not respected. People do not keep giving when they are not valued. And that truth is waking something powerful inside of them, something they cannot shut off no matter how hard they try. This is the part that changes people, and it is already happening to them right now because of you. So yes, someone is in love with you, not in a small or passing way, in a way that keeps them awake at night, in a way that makes them repeat your name in their mind without even meaning to, in a way that fills them with both regret and hope at the same time. Regret for what they did not do when they had the chance. Hope that maybe, just maybe, there is still time. And you may not even feel it. You may think they have completely forgotten you. You may believe you were easy to move on from. You may tell yourself you did not really matter that much. But the truth is this: your absence is louder than your presence ever was, because now they feel it in every still moment, every quiet second, every time the world slows down and there is nothing to hide behind. You are what fills the silence for them, and that is a kind of love that does not fade easily. This message is not here to push you back toward them. It is not here to tell you to reach out or to give things another try. It is here for one reason only: to remind you of your own worth, to show you that choosing yourself did not make you lose love. It showed the world, and that person, just how powerful your love truly was. It revealed who really cared once you stopped giving for free. If they come back, it will not be because you explained yourself one more time. It will not be because you proved your loyalty again. It will be because they finally feel what life is like without you, and they cannot keep pretending it is fine. And if they never come back, that is still okay, because you already gained something far greater than their return. You found yourself again, and that is not a small thing, that is everything. Hold on to that, because not everyone finds their way back to themselves. But you did. The moment you chose your peace, your value became impossible to ignore. The moment you stopped trying to be enough, you showed you already were. And somewhere out there right now, someone is carrying the weight of that truth. Somewhere, someone is realizing they fell in love with you when it was almost too late. Keep going. Keep choosing yourself. Keep choosing calm over chaos. Keep choosing your own respect over empty waiting. Because real love does not ask you to make yourself smaller. Real love does not ask you to explain yourself endlessly. Real love does not ask you to break your own heart just to keep it comfortable. Real love meets you exactly where you are, in your worth, in your calm, in your truth. And you, by simply stopping the old patterns, have already shown just how strong and beautiful that truth really is. Look at what you actually did. It was a small shift, a quiet change, a silence, where there used to be a lot of effort, a stillness where there used to be anxiety, a pause where there used to be too much explaining. You did not leave in anger. You did not walk away to teach someone a lesson or to hurt them. You did not disappear to make yourself look hard to get. You simply stopped leaving yourself behind. You stopped putting your needs at the bottom of the list. You stopped breaking your own heart just to keep someone else comfortable. And the moment you did that, something cracked open inside them. They did not see it coming at all. In their mind, you were permanent, always kind, always understanding, always forgiving, always waiting for the day they would finally choose you back. They believed your love was a sure thing. They believed your patience had no end. And when someone believes your presence is guaranteed, they stop protecting it. They stop treating it like something precious. They stop making it a priority. They delay. They push it aside. They tell themselves there will always be more time later. But then, without any noise, without any drama, something shifted. You stopped reminding them of your value. You stopped explaining how their words were hurting you. You stopped trying to prove how loyal you were. You stopped fighting to be seen. You stopped showing up in places where your energy was not being matched. And that silence you left behind became so loud they could not ignore it. It followed them into their thoughts. It filled the spaces where your voice used to live. This is where something shifts inside of them. People do not fall deeply in love when everything feels easy and in control. They fall deeply in love when they realize they may have already lost you, when the ground shifts beneath them, when they understand that what they took for granted may be gone for good. That is when everything inside them wakes up. And that is exactly what is happening right now. They replay moments in their mind, simple conversations, small smiles, the way you listened when no one else would, the way you cared about things other people just walked past, the way you made room for them even when you were completely drained yourself. They remember how you stayed steady when things got heavy, how you kept trying to hold things together, how you held on when letting go would have been so much easier. And now they see all of it clearly because you are no longer doing any of it. They feel the empty space you used to fill in the quiet of the night, in the middle of a busy afternoon, in the moments when something happens and you are the very first person they want to tell, but then they remember you are not there anymore. And it hits them, not once, in waves, sometimes soft, sometimes heavy, but it does not stop coming. And it is not going to stop anytime soon. At first, they may tell themselves it is fine, that they do not need you, that life moves on and so will they. But deep inside, something feels wrong, something feels missing. And slowly they begin to understand what it is. It is not just your presence, it is your energy, your care, the way you made them feel truly seen and understood. They start to realize how rare that actually was. When you were always there, your love felt like air. Always around, never really noticed. But when the air changes and it becomes harder to breathe, only then do you feel how much you always needed it. That is what your stepping back is doing to them right now. It is showing them what life actually feels like without your quiet, steady care. They start to question themselves. Why did they not try harder when they had the chance? Why did they keep delaying? Why did they think they had all the time in the world? Why did they not protect something that was so clearly real and rare? And with every question, their feelings grow stronger and deeper, because now they are not just missing you. They are missing the version of themselves they were when you were around, the version that felt supported, the version that felt important, the version that felt loved in a way they cannot easily find again. Meanwhile, you are becoming someone different, not cold, not closed off, not bitter, just more whole. You have learned that love is not supposed to feel like losing yourself piece by piece. You have learned that being kind does not mean accepting pain. You have learned that staying quiet is sometimes stronger than explaining again to someone who has already decided not to hear you. You have learned that moving forward is sometimes the only real way to survive. And from a distance, they can see that change in you. Maybe through pictures, maybe through shared spaces, maybe just through memory. They see you looking calmer, stronger, more at peace. And that is confusing for them because part of them still wants you to be waiting. But the other part can see clearly that you are growing without them. They want to reach out. They think about it again and again. They open a message, start typing, then erase every word. They ask themselves what they would even say. They wonder if you would reply. They wonder if they already missed their window. Fear keeps holding them back, but hope keeps pushing them forward. It is a battle inside their chest that never fully quiets down. One they never had to fight when you were always available. You never planned for any of this to happen. You were not trying to make them miss you. You were simply tired. Tired of always giving more than you received. Tired of being patient while your own needs went completely unnoticed. Tired of feeling like you had to earn love that should have just been freely given from the start. So you chose yourself, and in doing that, you became the one thing they can no longer reach so easily. Your silence now speaks for you. It tells them you are no longer willing to beg for a place in someone's life. It tells them you finally know your worth. And they hear that message even though you never said a word. This does not mean you should go back. This does not mean you should give up the peace you worked so hard to find just because someone finally sees what they let go. It means something different. It means you should understand deeply and fully how powerful your presence always was, how much your love truly mattered, how choosing yourself did not cost you love, but instead revealed who was ever really worth it. If they come back, it will not be because you chased them. It will not be because you explained yourself one final time. It will not be because you proved your loyalty all over again. It will be because they finally feel in their bones what life is like without you, and they cannot keep pretending it does not hurt. And if they never come back, that is still okay, because you have already gained the most important thing of all. You have gained yourself back, and most people spend their whole lives searching for exactly that. So hold on to this truth tightly. The quiet moment when you stopped abandoning yourself changed everything around you. The pause you took to breathe gave you back your own strength. The silence you chose showed the world your value. And somewhere right now, someone is sitting with the weight of that silence pressing down on them. Someone is realizing they fell in love with you when it might already be too late. Keep walking forward. Keep choosing peace over confusion. Keep choosing your own respect over holding on to empty hope, because real love does not ask you to become less. It does not ask you to beg. It does not ask you to lose who you are just to keep it close. Real love meets you where you stand, in your worth, in your calm, in your truth. And you, by simply stopping the patterns that were draining you, have already shown just how strong and beautiful that truth really is. Right now, this person is going back through so many moments in their mind. Your laugh that came so naturally, your patience when things were not easy, the way you gave without keeping count, the way you stayed even when walking away would have been so much simpler. They replay these memories again and again, sometimes without even realizing they are doing it. And the hardest part for them is this: they did not truly see your value until your energy stopped reaching for them, until you were no longer the one always leaning in, until you were no longer the one trying to close the distance. Only then did they begin to feel it. They feel it even if they never say it out loud, even if they have not sent you a single message, even if they appear completely fine on the outside, even if they act busy and unbothered and totally okay. Deep inside, they feel the absence, because you were not just someone who liked them. You were someone who truly saw them. You noticed the small things. You understood their moods. You paid attention to what they never said. And when someone loses the person who really sees them, they do not just miss the connection. They miss who they were when they were loved by you. They miss how they felt when they were around you. They miss feeling important to someone. They miss feeling understood without having to explain everything. They miss feeling safe in a way they cannot quite put into words now. The days still move forward. The world still keeps going. People still laugh and talk around them. But something inside feels heavier and quieter. It is the space you used to fill, the space where your care lived, the space where your voice used to bring a kind of comfort they cannot recreate anywhere else. They may try to stay busy. They may try to fill the time. They may tell themselves it does not matter. But in the quiet moments when there is nothing left to hide behind, your absence is louder than any voice in the room. They remember how you listened without rushing, how you showed up even when you had your own worries weighing on you, how you believed in them sometimes more than they believed in themselves. And now they see how rare that kind of person really is. They realize not everyone loves like that. Not everyone stays like that. Not everyone pays attention like that. And knowing they may have lost it for good hurts them in a way they did not expect. You did something rare. You did not go cold. You did not turn cruel. You did not try to get back at them. You did not try to make them feel small or to force them to see your pain. You simply stepped back with your dignity fully intact. You chose to keep your heart soft but no longer open to being hurt the same way again. You chose calm over drama. You chose yourself over staying somewhere you were not fully valued. That kind of inner strength is powerful. It is magnetic, because it quietly tells the world, I know who I am even when others forget it. I know my worth even when it is overlooked. I know what I deserve even when I am not receiving it. And when you reached that place inside yourself, it shook them. It surprised them in a way nothing else could. They never expected you to be the one who would step back. They thought your care had no end. They believed your patience would always stretch a little further. And when you showed them that you could love deeply and still walk away with grace, it changed how they saw you completely. Suddenly you were no longer just the one who cared more. You became the one they could actually lose, and that truth landed on them harder than anything. Now they wonder about you. They wonder what you are doing. They wonder if you still think about them. They wonder if someone else is making you smile. These thoughts come when they least expect them. In the middle of the afternoon, late at night when everything is still, when something small reminds them of you out of nowhere. And every time it happens, they feel a mix of regret and longing that doesn't go away easily. They may want to reach out. They may open a message and stare at the empty screen. They may write a few words and erase them over and over because they do not know if they still have a place in your life. They do not know if they waited too long. And that fear keeps them quiet, even when everything inside them is loud. Meanwhile, you are building something new. You are learning what it feels like to not ask for attention, to not explain your pain to someone who is not listening, to not chase anyone who cannot meet you halfway. You are learning to breathe more easily and to wake up without that heavy feeling sitting in your chest. And even if some days are still hard, you already know you made the right choice, because you no longer feel like you are losing yourself just to keep someone else. And that is exactly what they see from a distance, not the pain you went through, the strength you found because of it. And that makes them realize something they cannot take back. You did not lose by stepping back. You grew, and they were the ones who lost the chance to grow right there beside you. You never asked for this kind of impact. You were just trying to protect your own heart. But sometimes when you choose yourself, you become a mirror. You show people what they failed to see. You show them what they took for granted. and that lesson stays with them long after the moment has passed. So yes, right now, someone is thinking about you far more than you know. Someone is feeling something they cannot name and cannot stop. And it started the moment you chose yourself.